Title: Breakfast by author John Steinbeck. Setting: the story is take place in Northern California in the 1930s.
The theme of the story is contentment and kindness.
Main character is unnamed narrator.
Supporting characters are a young woman with a baby, a young man, and an older man. In the early morning, the narrator walks along a mountain road and sees a tent with a young woman and a baby. Two men in new blue dungaree join them, and the woman cooks bacon and bread on a fire stove. They invite the narrator to breakfast and all sit around a packing box to eat. After enjoying the meal and the warmth of the fire, the men throw the coffee ground on the ground and leave.
In the middle of the story, the narrator meets a family camping by the road. They are cooking breakfast, and he is invited to join. Family including young couple, old man, and baby. They have been packing cotton but are happy with new clothes and good food. Sunlight, warm storm, and food creates comfort in tough time.
In the end, they offer to find the narrator work in the field to picking cotton, but he decides thanking them for their hospitality as he continued on his way. The narrator introduced the incident by describing the setting and detail. He begins by describing the deep still silence of the morning and the thin strange beam of sunlight that filtered through the window. The introduction and description in the story reveals that the narrator is keen observer of his surroundings and is attuned to even the smallest details. He is able to paint a vivid picture of the morning scenes and create scenes of intimacy between the reader and the character. The narrator observed that the family of migrant workers he encountered are living in difficult circumstances but are still welcoming and generous. They placed importance on human connection and kindness as evidenced by their willingness to share their food and after to narrator adjust the story emphasized the potential for empathy and understanding between people from different backgrounds. The narrator strikes up a conversation with a family of migrant workers who are camping near his home. They discuss the father's work and travel, and the father offers the narrator food and a job. The tone is one of warmth, friendliness, and generosity, emphasize the importance of human connection and the potential for empathy and understanding between people from different backgrounds.
The answer number 4. That he knows some of the reason that it was present, that he is sad, alone, and has a hard life. The power of kindness.
I would like to add more detail about the importance of small pleasure and human connection. In their own life, they may reflect on their daily routine and consider the simple things that bring them joy, such as a warm cup of coffee or a good book.
The answer number 6, Steinbeck showed a supportive community on the ranch. The workers look out for each other, and the narrator helped his colleagues. It highlights the importance of human connection and support during hard times.
Breakfast by John Steinbeck could appeal to farmers, ranchers, and laborers due to its portrayal of the struggles and hardships faced by migrant workers. The story emphasized the importance of human connection and kindness with a value that resonate with people who work hard for a living and understand the difficulties of making ends meet. The story's depiction of mutual support and community could appeal to those who also value these ideas.
The answer number 8. The author also used a factory detail to describe the aroma of frying bacon and baked birds, which add to sensory experience of the reader and make them feel like they are right there in the scene. The sensory detail helps to immerse the reader into the story and allow the reader to experience the scene in more tangible way.
The implied theme seems to be if an individual is happy within him or herself, everything else is just security. Things such as job security and owning your own home does not matter if you cannot find happiness within yourself. This passage is about the narrator having breakfast with a young couple and two men. The theme is the enjoyment of warm food and human connection. The details support this theme include the cold morning, the warmth of the fire, and the pleasure of sharing the meal.